Hi YouTube. Today we're going to install a quick release vise for my workbench here. Some of you may or may not know this was probably one of my first projects when I started getting back into my wood shop again. I built this workbench. I didn't have any plans, which you could probably tell. I didn't have any plans, but it came out all right. It weighs about 300 pounds, so it is substantial. One thing I don't have a vise, which every workbench needs to have a vise. So we're going to go ahead and install the vise. As you're looking at the workbench, it's not exactly symmetrical. There's more of the workbench. The workbench extends a little more this way than on the other side. I did that to accommodate the motor on my table saw. In theory, so I could just keep sending material through and it would hit the top. It didn't exactly work out that way because we're in an old greenhouse and the floor is actually dirt and it's uneven and it turned out to be just a mess. So I will be building another workbench. That's another project a little later down the road. But this workbench is, it's still decent. But again, I don't have a I don't have a vise, and I need one desperately. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to install this Wood River Economy Quick Release front vise. So let's go ahead and open this and see what's inside. Okay. Well, it looks like it's just the vise. No instructions. So this is all that came in the box. It's the vise itself. So it looks like I'm gonna have to well, go onto YouTube to figure out how to install this. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna put the vise on this side of the workbench over here. Even though I have more space over here, let me just show you something real quick. You look at that line, that's from a circular saw. Yeah, I cut right into the tabletop. So I have to take that off before I put the vise in, and I'm just not going to do that right now. So we have to do a few things to install this vise onto this side here. First thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut into the top 2x4 underneath here to accommodate this end. Okay, one thing that we have to do is we have to disassemble this vise. Just so I can take this front plate. I need to take this front plate off so I can put it down onto my Actually, I misspoke. Instead of a 2x4, it's a 2x6 that's going in here. So I could put the holes in the proper position to attach this to the vise. So I've got to disassemble that. And the way you do that, there's there's bolts on the front, which is easy enough, right? But then on the screw right here, there is a small little piece of steel that you got to punch out with. I'm using a screwdriver, so hopefully that'll do the trick. Let's see. It's coming. There we go. It's this round piece of metal. I'm not sure what you call this, a C lock maybe. I'm not sure. And here we go. That comes right. Okay, so I've marked where I need to drill the holes in this 2x6. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to place it directly over the the other 2x6 that I need. And we're going to go ahead and drill the holes at the same time. And just going to find out what size drill bit I need, my calipers. That's better. All right, let's try the second hole. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to drill 3 holes to accommodate a dowel. This is a fluted dowel. We're going to drill 3 holes just kind of randomly. I mean, I'll try to make it symmetrical, but it doesn't have to be spot on, okay? And what you want to do here, I put some tape around my bit, and I put it just a little proud of 50% of the dowel. So we're going to go ahead and drill the 3 holes. So we're just going to go ahead and just drill these 3 holes now. Okay, next step is I'm going to take what's called a dowel marker, It fits into the hole I just drilled, and as you can see, it has that little point right here. And what happens is, stick this in the hole here, then I take this piece, I attach it underneath, I dog it down so I know exactly where to put the dowel, the drill holes for the dowel on the other side. So let's go ahead and get started on that now. I got one in. Okay. So remember, I have the two dowel markers in the holes that I just drilled, and I have to take this hammer and smack this vise face to those points so that I know exactly where the center point for the dowel is going to be, the dowel holes that I need to drill into this vise face. So let's go ahead and smack that in. One side. Okay, so now that I have the dowel markers on this vise face, I'm going to go ahead and use that same bit for the dowel on this side. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to take some lag bolts and we're going to drill that vise into the bottom of the workbench top. Before I do that, I want to drill a couple pilot holes, or I want to drill a pilot hole for every lag bolt. We don't want to split this tabletop. So alright, so let's start drilling. Lag bolt time. Okay, so now that we have the vise attached to the underneath of the tabletop, we're going to go ahead, we're going to remove these vices. Should stay where it's at. It has. That's a good sign. And the last thing to do is a couple more steps. We've got to put the other faceplate on, wherever that is. It's around here somewhere. We're going to put that on, and then we're going to glue this up, and then we're going to dog down the vise so that the glue sets, and we'll be done. Okay. Okay, we got those bolted on. Last thing here, we got 3 more lag bolts. Okay. Like before, we got to drill some pilot holes into this plate here, and then we'll drive the lag bolts in. Okay, so that. Appears to be on there pretty solidly, so alright, as I mentioned, the last thing, we're going to glue it, then we're going to dog it down. Oh, I forgot to put the handle in here. This is a handle I got at Woodworkers Club. It's not that pleased with it, but what can you do? I guess it does the job. So, okay. Let me bring the camera around and show everyone what I'm doing. Alright, this is basically glue out of the hole, so we can go on very smoothly, but it'll be alright. Okay. Okay, so the glue's on, the dowels are in their corresponding holes. So the last bit okay guys, last thing that I've done here, I went ahead and I put some clamps on here so that the glue is going to dry and will be set. So, you know, like many of my projects, things don't always go according to plan, which is okay. Just as long as the end product it works for me and it's not too ridiculous, I'm happy with it. I actually did enjoy it, even though I busted my finger. I don't know if you noticed, I don't know how this happened, but I have a little bit of an overhang here, so I'm going to have to go ahead and use my circular saw and get rid of that. And but that's no big deal. I'll take care of that. I still don't know how it happened, but well, I know I measured incorrectly. But so anyway, this isn't like other Vise installation videos where everything is nice and clean and organized. No, this was not that video. Just the opposite. But I still had fun doing it, and as always, guys, I hope you learned something from this. I did. I'll do it differently next time. I'll build a workbench differently next time to accommodate a vise. I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, again, I'll do it differently next time. And as always, guys, if you like the video, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.